Hello everybody and welcome to today's album review. Today we are reviewing ABBA Gold by ABBA, and this was my pick, so I will go ahead and tell you what I thought of the album. Firstly, I want to say that this album I was put in a completely different position with this album compared to all previous albums, because all the previous albums that we've done so far, I know, Brett, you're in a different position to me. I didn't know more than one song on any of the previous albums that we've done. So most of the albums we've done, I didn't know any songs. Some of them I knew one song, but I don't think there was any album where I actually knew more than one song. So this was very different in that sense, because I already knew what we were going to be listening to. There were a few songs on there that I didn't recognize, but on the whole, these were all songs that I heard many times before. So as I say, in that respect, it was a very different kind of album to review. And as a result, I did end up downloading, I'm just counting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the 19 songs I liked and downloaded. That's huge.
That's half the album.
It is half the album. Whereas previously, I'd never downloaded more than one song from any of the previous albums we'd listened to. So in that respect, this was a major success. So I did like the album. As I said, I took half the songs from it. It's in general, it's just good classic ABBA music, just full of classics on there. The only thing I would say, I do like to be negative on here, and I think I'll try to be as negative as I can. I don't really want to be listening to ABBA in the year 2020. I don't know why. I'm just a bit sick of them in a way. Listened to them quite a bit over the years. I kind of want to be getting away from this sort of music a little bit, trying out other stuff. Even like when I was getting my hair cut at the barber shop a few weeks ago, I think they had MTV on, and all these nice brand new fresh hits were coming on. I was loving it. Sort of like pop songs mixed in with some kind of rap stuff. I know I'm going off topic here, and that's kind of what I like now. I don't know. It's just ABBA. It's just not really I'm just not really into it. But saying that, I did download 9 of the songs. I do like the songs that I downloaded, but I just don't really want to be listening to them, if that makes any kind of sense. But we'll go through each song individually shortly. Brett, what about you?
Yeah, so again, like you, familiar with a lot of the ABBA songs, more familiar with a lot of the songs that are actually on the album as well. It wasn't a song that I didn't already know. So this is probably not going to happen often, where you've actually probably going to download more songs than me. Let me just make it clear, there wasn't a song on here I didn't enjoy. Okay, I enjoyed absolutely all of them. However, I've sort of picked the top 3 that I would put on my playlist, that were my sort of overall favourites as a whole. And then a bit like what I did with the Weezer album, when we do go through the songs, I've kind of gone what I did on that Weezer album, the grading system. So an A, B, C, B+, C-, and all that kind of thing. So it's quite hard to say why I like certain songs or what makes one song better than the other to me, because they're all similar in that sense. And so yeah, it was quite difficult in there. So I've got some notes on, like, for might be quite interesting to talk about some of the songs and in a little bit in a different sort of sense there. But it'd be interesting to see which 9 you sort of have gone for there, Lee. And I agree and disagree with what you say there. I think the world would be a lot better place if there's probably more ABBA being played in the world. But I do get it. Like, there's a couple of songs which are absolute classic ABBA songs, and if they ever come on, it's very different in nightclubs used to be in England, because you've got me and Lee will probably refer to the old room, and certain songs will come on, and I do hate when they do come on because they are sort of overplayed, and but as you agreed there, there's no denying how good some of these songs really are. And like I said, it's good to like them and have them about, but I do agree it can get a bit repetitive. You don't want to be listening to them all the time, but they're still fantastic songs, and I do think the world would be a better place with more ABBA being played, I think.
Okay, let's go through the songs then. And I think following on from what you've just said there about being overplayed, the first one's Dancing Queen. And for me, I've put down here a classic, but probably don't like it as much as I used to. I think the reason for that probably is just because I just feel as though it's overplayed. Listen to it like in these nightclubs, in the old rooms and stuff. And I used to have it on my old kind of MP3, like when I used to, download the songs that I used to like. And I don't know, it's a great song, but it's also annoying me a little bit as well at the moment. I don't know, just too overplayed, I think. But
no, it's funny you should actually say, because the words I also put there for me, because I also find this song quite annoying as well. But there's no denying how good a song it is, and every time it comes on, and the thing is, because it's not a really sort of fast beat song, it's not a really slow song, it's right in that middle. So it's not if it ever does, because it does come on and comes quite a lot. You can't really dance because it's generally I can't even say slow song because it's not even a slow song. It's right in that middle, which makes it really awkward. But I said there is no denying that is very distinctive. It is a great song. It's probably, I would say, speaking on behalf of me, probably one of the most famous ABBA songs. I gave an A grade, but there's no doubt it does annoy me, and there's probably other songs I would prefer to listen to for that one. But I gave a good grade because it is such a good song, really, even though it annoys us.
And probably the fact it's the first song on the album probably suggests that they also regard it as one of their major, if not their best, maybe song. So yeah, I like the song. I do like it. So that's one of the songs I've downloaded, just to make that clear. Second one, Knowing Me, Knowing You. I've put down another classic. I particularly like the chorus of this song. So for me, again, probably not quite as, I haven't listened to this probably as much as Dancing Queen, just over the years, doesn't come on as much maybe. So yeah, Knowing Me, Knowing You, I like it. I've downloaded it.
Yeah, again, great, good song. This is actually one in terms of sort of like the lyrics. It's the first time I really know think about the lyrics of that, and actually, it's funny because, and I don't know if you knew this about ABBA. So, did you know? Obviously, they're sort of married to one another. So, Benny, the third one, is married to the blonde one, and then Bjorn is married to Agatha, the dark-haired one. So they did actually split up, and this is sort of a song that's sort of released there. And again, when you just sort of think about the lyrics, reminds me here, there's nothing. Breaking up is never easy, I don't know. It seems like a real more sort of power song. I gave it sort of a B+ grade. Really like the song, and yeah, really think more about the lyrics of that one as well.
Yeah, it's a good song. Next one, we've got Take a Chance on Me. I just put down another classic, and I've downloaded it. It's just a song that I just know well, and I quite like it. Maybe not quite as much as Knowing Me, Knowing You, but I've taken it onto my list.
Yeah, same. Very similar to me as Know Me, Know You. Gave it the same sort of grade in there. Again, it's a good song. It's sort of good beat to it. Gets in your head quite well. And this might quite interest you, Lee, of what I found about this. So apparently, Bjorn used to do quite a bit of running. And when he used to do running, he used to have this noise he used to make when he said when he was running. And that's what started to then turn out with a part of that song, which was then Take a Chance on Me, based on when he used to go running. There you go. So you could still make a big hit whilst you're doing your running.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind next time I go running. Next one, Mamma Mia. Again, I don't know what to say for these. I just put down another classic, and I've downloaded it. The thing I would say, again, maybe it's a bit overplayed, like with Dancing Queen. So yeah, I like it, but it does get on my nerves a little bit. But good song.
Yeah, again, Same sort of thing with Dancing Queen. It can be a little bit overplayed. Again, gave an A grade because there's no denying it is a good, catchy, enjoyable song. And obviously, the release of the movies obviously had more play as well. But as I said, no denying, good song, really enjoyable. But again, can be a little bit overplayed, especially when you've seen so many good songs as well.
Okay. Next one I found interesting, Lay All Your Love on Me. I don't think I know this one. I maybe have heard it before, but didn't seem very familiar to me. I put down sounds like Madonna and wasn't so keen on this one. But the first when they first started singing it sounded a bit more Madonna-like. Yeah, what do you think about this one?
So this is actually one of my top 3 that I'll be putting on my playlist. Again, I always remember hearing it quite young and just always hit with me there. Now it's funny, so at this stage, so I think this got them released in 1980. It wasn't actually ever a song apparently was ever going to be released, but they decided to do it, and it turns out it was quite a big hit for them. And this is sort of now late 70s, early 80s. So now this is where ABBA tends to go more sort of disco, electric-y, poppy, disco kind of feel, which is interesting when you said suddenly listened to it, it felt like a bit like Madonna and it felt a bit different. So to a lot of people, this is where they actually started switching off from ABBA and weren't enjoying them as much. But for me, I really, really like this song. I said it's really up there. As one of my favourites. If not, it could be my all-time favourite ABBA actually from all this really.
Interesting, because as I say, I didn't seem very familiar to me, this song. Okay. Next one, Super Trooper. I put down good song. I'm not quite sure. I put down not quite as familiar with this one. But I knew the song. I certainly knew the song, and I knew beforehand that I liked it. But I think what I meant was it's maybe not as been overplayed as much as say Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, even the likes of Knowing Me, Knowing You. Good chorus. I like the song. I've downloaded it.
Yeah. Again, for me, it's like Dancing Queen. It's that same sort of tempo. It's not really fast or really slow. I gave it an A grade. Again, there's no denying it is a good catchy song. It was actually their final number 1 in the UK, which was their 9th number 1. And at that point, that made them, well, not at that point, I think now overall, because I think got Madonna involved, the 5th successful UK act. It's been after the Beatles, Elvis, Cliff Richard, and then Madonna as well. But I think at the time they would have been the 4th most successful with their 9th number 1. And I say it was their final one. So I said this is almost now coming into the 80s. I think at this point, after this, to their fans, it was a bit of a declining period for them, which again I do find quite strange.
Okay. Next one, I Have a Dream. Different type of song, this one, I guess. I put down good, slower song. And again, I downloaded it. So yeah, just different style, much more slower, a lot slower, but I still liked it.
Yeah. Are you aware of the Westlife version as well at all, this one?
Okay, so that's where I'm getting this from. Okay, so I wasn't actually thinking, because I remember that I Have a Dream, obviously that was familiar, and I knew that would have been Westlife. So, okay, I wasn't,
Yeah,
I didn't kind of put the two and two together
yeah,
there.
the only reason I mention that is because I actually quite like the Westlife version over this one. And again, it's not taken away from the ABBA one, because effectively it's pretty much exactly the same song. I really didn't do too much to it there. And it was quite interesting because the ABBA one didn't get to number 1, only got to number 2 at Christmas. And it actually got beaten by Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall, which I know you're familiar with. Whilst the Westlife one did get to number 1, and that beat Cliff Richard's Millennium Prayer. I think I like the Westlife one that a little bit more because I do really think of it more with Christmas, and it doesn't get played. And always when you hear it, it makes me Christmas. Whilst the ABBA one, even though it was released at Christmas, obviously I don't associate it in the same way. So that's why I thought I mentioned it, because I do slightly prefer the ABBA one, the Westlife one, just purely on the Christmas basis. But again, I gave an A grade because again, it is a good, nice, enjoyable song. Can't not like that song really.
Yeah, I like the Westlife version as well. Whether I like it more, I don't know. I'd have to listen to both of them, but probably maybe the same boat as you. Probably slightly prefer the Westlife one, I reckon. Anyway, then moving on. The Winner Takes It All. Again, just put down another classic. I don't really have too much to say about it, and I've downloaded it. Just like the song.
Okay. So this was another one of my A+ grade songs, one that I put on my playlist. Again, the reason why, I don't know. When I listened to it, I just really, really enjoyed it. Again, it was released in 1980, so again, a period where ABBA were probably changing into the more sort of disco area there. And the funny thing about it, so everyone always assumed this was about Bjorn's and Anna Fried's divorce, because I think they split up a year before this, and then literally got divorced the same year this was released. But he's always made it very clear that it's not. It is about divorce in general, but not about his divorce with Anna Fried. And the reason he said that is because in their divorce, no one was a winner in that one. Whilst this is obviously referring to someone was being the winner with that. And again, a bit like how I felt with Know Me Know You, when you listen to the lyrics, it's actually a really interesting, actually a really, really sad song. But because it's ABBA doing it, it feels quite cheesy, quite poppy, and quite upbeat. But actually, you look deeper into it, it's a really sad song, really. So overall, yeah, really, really good there.
Okay. Then we had Money, Money, Money. It's a well-known song, I know that, but I just put down Not So Keen. It's not really one of my favorite ones, this one, so I didn't download this one.
Yeah, I gave this a B grade. Didn't have a lot to say there. I think it's a standard ABBA song. Funny enough, there's actually quite a few songs that actually didn't make it as a hit in the USA and Canada. Obviously, they were massive across Europe. Yeah, like I said, B grade, just in the middle for me. Nothing too much to say on it, really. Good song, simple as that, really.
Okay, then we had SOS. Put down good chorus, and I like the song enough to be able to download it. Again, this isn't like a new song. Obviously, know the song, quite well from listening to it over the years. So yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, and this is my actual third and final song that I was going to download. Absolutely love this song. The only thing interesting I've put with this one here, so SOS was in the starting period of when then ABBA then had 18 back-to-back top 10 hits in the UK, which is, I think, still quite incredible, and especially to think about it nowadays. If any act was to sort of do that, the next 18 songs to be in the top 10, just shows how good it'd be, really. And apparently is the most covered of ABBA songs, and yet still not a hit in USA or Canada. The Americans and the Canadians still weren't enjoying this ABBA period, really.
Most covered song.
Apparently, yeah.
You know anyone who's covered it?
That's the funny thing. I generally don't. Obviously, recently, and we'll talk about a bit later, where Cher's now done a album based on ABBA covers, and I think she does a version of SOS on that one there. There's obviously some tribute acts of ABBA, which I don't know if we're going to go into. So there was one that I only knew about called 18s, which were from Sweden. They just teenage pop group of covering ABBA songs. And funny enough, there's actually one called GABBA, who are mixed between covering ABBA and the Ramones. And Ramones are like a really punky band. It's a real weird setup, and they've got band members who have spread across from Germany, Sweden, Japan, and Thailand.
Right.
But to answer your question, no, I don't know any sort of famous covers of SOS.
Okay.
Even though it's the most covered.
Next one is, if I'm saying this correctly, Chiquitita. Right?
Yeah.
I just put down not bad, but it didn't do enough for me to want to download it.
Yeah, I gave it a C+. Again, it's really hard because it's still a really good song. Just compared to other songs of ABBA I've known and listened to, obviously quite enjoyed. If anyone's really interested, so apparently Chiquitita is Spanish for an endearing term for a woman, calling them a little one. And again, like I said, I've just noticed that Cher's done a version of herself on her album.
Okay. Next was Fernando. Put down quite nice, slow at times. The chorus got lively, so nice bit of variety, but still didn't quite do enough for me to want to download it.
Yeah. Again, let me know. So I gave this a C plus. I did start enjoying a little bit more, but I remember whenever I used to listen to it, I never used to be one of my favourites. And it's funny because it's actually probably apparently it's ABBA's biggest selling song.
Is
So we
it?
talk about Dancing Queen, we talk about some of the others we might come on to as well. But apparently Fernando is their biggest selling song. I think in just 1976 when it was released in the UK, it sold 6 million copies. And I think since then it's now done over 10 million copies um, of this song. And apparently it was Anna Fried's song originally. She did it as a single artist, and then they released it as ABBA as a band in English. And yeah, so it's apparently their biggest selling song, which I can see. I get it. Definitely see the appeal of what it is, but so for me, I just never didn't quite enjoy it as much as some of the others.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Voulez-Vous. I put not so fond of this, but the chorus is okay. Voulez-Vous. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, just not so keen. It's all right.
Yeah, so again, this is again coming to like 1979, 1980, where they're now going down more this disco route. And I said it's interesting. This is where I said there are ABBA fans who are now starting to switch off from ABBA with this new style and stuff. I gave it a B grade. But I said I quite like the sort of electro-y, disco-y style as well. So yeah, that was very good.
Then we move on to Gimme Gimme Gimme. Don't really like this one, but I'm not one of my favourites. Again, not my sort of style. This one.
Yeah, I gave this a C plus / B minus. Um, I do enjoy it a little bit more and more each time, but I can see why some people wouldn't like it as well. What else have we got here? I think, yeah, it's again, can get a little bit repetitive and a bit long. And actually, my favourite bit of it is actually when they weren't singing the main chorus. I think the main chorus where they're singing Gimme Gimme, I think that's probably the least favourite part of the song. Yeah. If it was just instrumental or the bits before, I enjoyed that a little bit more, which is a bit harsh, really.
I think that's the problem. I think it's the chorus I didn't like. Next few are interesting here. A little bit more, I don't know, maybe obscure is not the right word. Obviously, probably all big hits, but for me, I didn't know the next 3 songs. So, Does Your Mother Know? As I said, put down, don't know this song. Doesn't sound like typical ABBA because I suppose the male voice was dominant for the majority of this song. So, I didn't download it, but just found it a bit different.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I don't think it's the incompatible. As you answer yourself there, it's still a big hit. It's again on the album, and some people will obviously will know it, but in comparison to others, I'm not as big hit. I gave it a B grade. It's something a little bit different about it as well. Kind of a bit cheesy. If I put something that's actually quite similar to Elton John in some ways. I think it's quite nice when you're starting getting the male voices in there as well. But yeah, it's one of the lower grades, but I think there's definitely sort of appeal to it as well.
Okay, now, I'm not sure if it's this one. I think it might be this one or maybe the next one where it's called One of Us. I put down, didn't know the song again, but I put down not bad. I think maybe, as I say, I think it might have been this song where maybe if this was on another album where I hadn't chosen so many songs I already like, I might have gone for this one. So yeah, didn't go for it in the end, but it wasn't bad, especially for hearing it just for the first time.
Okay, yeah. I gave it a B plus. I always quite like this song. Again, this is later stage ABBA, and even though they weren't being less popular, this was actually probably their last biggest hits of this period, really. So yeah, I can see what you're saying. If it was a different album, you probably would quite like the song. I can totally see that why that be the case, really.
And then we had the name of the game. Yet again, for the 3rd song in a row, I didn't know this one. I just put down slower, but it was all right. But I didn't go for it.
Yeah, I gave it a C plus. Again, that sort of slow tempo kind of song. I could see why it could be perceived quite a bit of a boring song because it's quite long and the same and nothing really happens or changes a lot with that. But again, there's still no denying it's a well-written song, good as tune, and it still could be seen why it would be a hit.
So next one's interesting. Thank you for the music. So this one, like when I was looking at the track listing, when I saw "Thank You for the Music," I knew that was a song that I liked and I was going to download it. But when I started listening to it, I realised the song wasn't actually familiar at all, apart from the chorus. So I put down classic. That's more, that's more like it. It's getting back to what I know a little bit. But as I said, the rest of the song was very unfamiliar to me. So just the chorus bit, "Thank you for the music," that was obviously the bit that I knew. It's a bit weird, but I've downloaded it. I like it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I gave this a C plus. I'm not being a fan of this song. So don't know if you know. So this was actually originally an old song from about probably mid 1970s, I don't know exactly, and it got re-released sort of early 80s when ABBA was sort of splitting up. As you can see, it was obviously a very fitting song for that. I don't think it was actually that big a hit. So even all these ABBA fans and how successful they've been, and this is almost their farewell song. Maybe because it's like I said, it's a re-release that people probably already know, have already got the song. I don't know how different it was to the original. I don't think it was, to be fair. So it was their last hurrah, and yeah, it didn't really. I think. Oh yeah, right here. Got to number 33 in the UK charts.
It's 33.
Which ABBA is very, very low.
Yeah, like I say, it's a strange one. Like this song wasn't familiar to me apart from the chorus, which is for some reason it was really well known. The chorus part, yeah. The last song, Waterloo, I put down as a classic, but doesn't quite do it for me. So I'm not really too keen on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a B plus. So we talked about how we started the album with Dancing Queen being probably some regards their most famous song. This song is probably the song that made it, well, it is the song that made them famous. So this was famously done at Eurovision, 1974 Eurovision UK. And I said in the previous video that obviously I've been lucky enough to go to the ABBA Museum, and there's actually a whole exhibition section just purely on this song and the whole Eurovision thing, and how when they got to go down, their main aim was for them to become successful. Their way they thought it could only do it is through Eurovision. So not many people know this. They actually tried to have hits through Eurovision the previous years before and didn't get anywhere. And then this was the year where they had the breakthrough, and obviously it propelled them all across Europe. Sweden never won a Eurovision until ABBA performed this song there. And as they famously say, the rest is history from there, really.
I mean,
another funny. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, on the topic of Eurovision, I think they are like a perfect Eurovision group. They're very much that sort of style of music. See what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Which is weird when you think, I know it's probably Eurovision's changed and fan base has changed as well, when actually their later stuff people weren't enjoying as much, where actually that's probably even just as much Eurovision base as well. According to Eurovision, this is being voted as the most popular Eurovision song of all time as well. And funny enough, because I heard it's from the museum as well, I checked it out just online just to make sure, because people always think the song's about the Battle of Waterloo. But actually, it's not at all. It's
is it about Waterloo Station in London?
So it's not. It was right that as well. That it's not about Waterloo Station as well. It's about a woman surrendering her love to someone in the same way how Napoleon surrendered this battle in the Battle of Waterloo. So that is only just a one reference, but yeah, that's what everyone generally thinks it's associated to. So,
well, you just said there that that's the most popular song on Eurovision ever. There's no way that is better than "Love Shine a Light." Was that Gina G? Oh, it was. Was that someone else?
Yeah, with Gina the Waves. Yeah, maybe they're on par. I don't know.
Okay. So just to confirm, the 9 songs that I've downloaded or decided that I really like, and I'm going to put on the playlist for anyone to check out: Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You, Take a Chance on Me, Mamma Mia, Super Trooper, I Have a Dream, The Winner Takes It All, SOS, and Thank You for the Music. There we go.
Good selection there. And just confirm my top three. That was SOS, Lay Will Love Me, and Winner Takes It All.
Okay. So yeah, well, thanks for giving us the extra information there about ABBA. Always useful to know. So yeah, I guess, yeah, just sort of summing everything up. Yeah, I've taken 9 songs off the album. See, ABBA, they're a very iconic, really good pop band from previous times, from previous decades. And yeah, it's just good classic pop music. But as I was saying, I don't just kind of want to get away from this type of music, really, in a way. I guess it depends on my mood. I don't know. But yeah, I'm happy that I've been able to take away 9 songs, which is massive compared to what I've had before. Rhett, what about you?
Yeah, definitely there's much more I can add in comparison to what we've already said already. No denying a classic band, some classic songs. Glad to put some of those onto playlist as well. And yeah, I'm very glad that you managed to pick that one, Lee. So thank you for that.
Okay, so I think we are done with today's review. So that'll be it. So thank you for watching, and join us on Wednesday for the album random album choice that we're going to have. So see you guys on Wednesday. Goodbye.